In 2020, as COVID-19 swept across the globe, Singapore faced an unexpected side effect: panic buying.
Instant noodles, rice, and toilet paper were among the top few items that appeared to be in high demand. Photos and videos of empty supermarket shelves and people purchasing large amounts of essentials flooded social media.
We have ample supplies. There's no need to stock up with instant noodles, or tin food, or toilet paper.
Shelves emptied out in a matter of hours, as essential items like rice, toilet paper, and eggs became harder to find.
The disruption of global supply chains created a lot of uncertainty, and supermarket retailers had to step up fast.
The supermarket sector is a major contributor to Singapore's retail market, which reached $36.25 billion in 2023.
What we are afraid of is though the news will cause panic buy in our stores. The challenge then was, how do you react quickly?
Owning about 35% of Singapore's food retail market and operating 161 outlets nationwide, how did a retailer of this scale handle the pandemic and better prepare for future global supply chain disruptions? This is the business behind FairPrice Group's supply chain. Every time you walk into a grocery store, the shelves are neatly stocked and the items you need are within reach. But have you ever wondered what it really takes to make that happen? In 2021, FairPrice developed a supply chain operations center known as Scope.
Scope was set up with the objective of being more proactive in monitoring the disruptions that could happen, looking at the sources and understanding where we might have risks.
Processing over 60 million data points daily, Scope provides real-time visibility on its entire supply chain.
We do it in three parts. First is upstream, where we look at the food sources, sometimes even down to the farm levels, on whether there are any disruption or issues like avian flu affecting production and processing plants. Then we also look at the midstream, which basically looks at the logistics of moving the product from the farms or the factories to Singapore. We track things like port congestions, we track where the containers are, any shipping delays. Finally, we look at downstream, sending it to our stores. Any of our stores out of stock for certain products, especially products that are important.
In a crisis like COVID, it's never just one item that flies off the shelves. Everything from coconut water to mouthwash and vitamins are in demand. Scope groups these items into bundles for more accurate tracking.
So this is a dashboard that actually shows the bundle, and through analytics we identify the products that actually have sales spike at the same time. And these are not trends that you will be able to predict. This is all pulling out from the actual sales data to inform our replenishment decisions. Our stores will very proactively lay out certain products in front of the stores to give consumers the confidence.
Alongside being a retailer in Singapore, FairPrice also has an added role of being a moderator of prices, so their position as a retailer in Singapore is quite key.
In 2022, the world faced an outbreak of avian flu, affecting poultry farms across several countries. This led to widespread culling of affected flocks and shook up the global poultry supply.
We know that it's going to affect the supply of turkey from North America, which is our traditional source for Christmas turkey. So we were able to inform our buyers early, and so they decided to place orders with Brazil as a backup plan. So we're able to provide the source ready in time for Christmas at very reasonable prices compared to the other chains in Singapore.
The avian flu also ruffled the supply of eggs. The average retail price of eggs reached its highest level since 2010 at $3.25 per 10 eggs. This marked a 3.8% month-on-month increase and a 26% year-on-year jump. Another curveball came with Malaysia's chicken export ban on 1st June 2022.
Especially on the first day of that export ban announcement, we had roving trucks driving around in Singapore with poultry, so that every time we see a particular store falling below a certain level, we can replenish really quickly.
While price hikes are inevitable during high demand, ensuring food resilience in Singapore means keeping essential commodities consistently stocked.
Due to Singapore's size and lack of land mass, we are unable to fully sustain ourselves without importing food. According to some media reports, imported food has also turned out to be cheaper than some of the locally produced food. So that's why it's important that we have imported food to have a diverse array of food and prices in Singapore.
About 50% of our eggs used to come from Malaysia. and the other 50% was Singapore. After analyzing the risk with scope, we've started to diversify the sources of eggs. So now we not only have eggs from Malaysia, we also have eggs from Thailand, Turkey, Brunei, Indonesia.
While scope brings intangible benefits to FairPrice's supply chain, are there any limitations to its reach?
As Scope is a digital platform, it's likely that it could get hit by a tech outage or a cyber attack. And we are seeing such disruptions become more common in recent times with banking, health, and education being affected. And in the event that an outage happens, FairPrice as well as the other retailers do have a stockpile for a few months of the essentials that are needed. That's probably why it's good for Singapore to have a diversified ecosystem of supermarket retailers in addition to FairPrice.
With 7 retail formats and over 2,000 house brands products, the supermarket chain is also grappling with manpower challenges. Not only is it competing against peers DFI Group and Sheng Siong, there are over 34 supermarket chains in Singapore such as Don Don Donki and Howmart.
Manpower is a huge issue as there's a limited pool of people to hire from, they cost more, and they require a lot of manpower to fulfill the various functions when it comes to supermarket retailing. To mitigate the manpower issue, on the back end, which will be the warehousing, they have input automation, whereas for the front end, to cut on the manpower needed, they have put in a lot of self-checkout counters in physical stores.
Welcome to Benoi Distribution Centre.
Spanning 690,000 square feet and 7 levels of warehousing space, Benoi Distribution Centre stands as one of FairPrice's largest logistics hubs.
So here we can see behind us is the automated storage and retrieval system. Everything is tracked by the computer. We just give the computer our requirement and it can store or bring out whatever items we need. If you consider a manual racking which require forklift drivers to operate and to do storage and retrieval, this SRS eliminates the requirements. We can actually reduce almost 30 to 35 manpower for such activity.
Eventually, FairPrice plans to use automated vehicles in place of manual forklifts to boost productivity. Built in 2014, the ASRS system features 20 rackings, providing space for 44,000 storage pallets.
We are not just doing FairPrice supermarkets. We also have external 3PL businesses that also make use of our storage. So each of our pallets is enabled with RFID tag. Our warehouse management system will use the RFID tag to store information such as SKU number, the product description, quantity of the stocks on the pallet, and even the expiry date. Now we are at level 3, which houses the carry pick system to manage our customers' orders.
To further boost warehouse efficiency, 114 automated caddies now streamline stock picking, ensuring accurate order fulfillment.
You will have a blinking light to let you ensure which pick location to pick from, and on the screen itself will show how many cartons required for picking. Scope share the same information because they're actually taking the information from us. Pre-scope is definitely harder because we each have to manage our own. For example, I need to directly liaise with channels for my Benoi DC in terms of promotion. But now with Scope, it can help all DC to handle this promotion period. So this really cuts down on our time.
On average, each driver completes about 4 to 5 trips daily. Scope monitors and optimizes their routes to ensure maximum efficiency. These products travel across Singapore, arriving at FairPrice outlets ready to hit the shelves.
It's not always transparent to us how the product reached Singapore. But now through Scope, we're mapping out what that process is. We basically reduce or minimize our sales loss because of out of stock. That's a very direct impact. The other bigger intangible benefit is really the assurance to our customers. They know that every time they come to our store, they can get what they want. Even though that's not directly quantifiable, we think it's a very important investment for us.
Supermarket retailers need to fend off a growing e-commerce wave. In November 2021, e-commerce grocery sales hit its peak at 16%, but have tapered to 12.9% by July 2024. They are also seeing an uptick in online orders and stiff competition from other e-commerce platforms such as RedMart and Amazon.
Higher interest in e-commerce has led to more people opting for delivery straight to their homes. However, it is unlikely that physical supermarkets will completely disappear, as some people still prefer to go down to the physical place to actually look at and shop for their perishable goods. In addition, a lot of retailers have started to spruce up their spaces to make it more attractive and more experiential. For example, FairPrice Finest in Clarke Quay actually has a grocer bar and a food hall, so it's kind of like a donkey but fair price. And that makes a supermarket going experience something for people to look forward to instead of just going there to shop.